The problem is all inside your head, he said to me. The answer is easy if you take it logically. I'd like to help you in your struggle to be free. There's only 7 steps to stop your taxes. He said it's really not my habit to intrude. Furthermore, I hope my meaning won't be lost or misconstrued. But I'll repeat myself at the risk of being rude. There's only 7 steps to stop your taxes. 7 steps to stop your taxes. You just study the law, Mom. Do not confess, best. There's no need to fear, dear. Just get yourself free. Listen to me, Lee. You don't need to discuss much. To Congress you write, white, and get yourself free. Read the guarantee deed. Join the freedom plan, stand. Then spread the word, gird. Just listen to me. Study the law, Pa. Don't you confess, best. There's no need to fear, dear. Just get yourself free. He said it grieves me so to see you in such pain. I wish there was something I could do to make you smile again. I said I appreciate that. So would you please explain about the 7 steps? He said, why don't you read up on it tonight? And I believe that by the morning you'll begin to see the light. Then he hung up and I realized he was probably right. There's only 7 steps to stop your taxes. 7 steps to stop your taxes. Study the law, Mom. Do not confess, best. There's no need to fear, dear. Just get yourself free. Listen to me, Lee. You don't need to discuss much. To Congress you write, white, and get yourself free. Read the guarantee deed. Join the freedom plan, stand. Then spread the word, gird. Just listen to me. Study the law, Pa. Don't you confess, best. There's no need to fear, dear. Just get yourself free.
Hello to my truth and freedom-seeking friends. I'm Peymon. We're going to turn the volume down a little bit. I hear myself. We're going to talk about a very exciting topic tonight that I think you will love. And that is no more income taxes and even no more payroll taxes out of your paycheck or your employees' paychecks. Make your company, yourself, your family, everybody much more comfortable in life, not to worry about bills, have savings, investments, and all that. So, as usual, of course, at the end, I'm happy to take each one of your calls and answer them for you so that you can live free in peace, prosperity, and joy like you want and deserve to have. So with that, we're going to make sure all recordings are good. Let's turn down a little bit on me, hear myself just a little bit. All right, turns up and down. Okay, got it. All right, okay. All right, we're going to start momentarily. This exciting news going on out there right now with Trump in office. Things are really coming out good. All right, they're going to give me the countdown about what Trump is coming to your side, our side, the American people's side. Ready? Let's do it. Hello to my truth and freedom-seeking friends. I'm Peymon Motahede, the president of Freedom Law School. I have not filed and paid any federal income nor payroll income taxes for over 30 years and openly teaching others like you to do the same legally and safely. In this Freedom Hour, I will cover for you Trump is in and income taxes are out. What can you do now? And how can you benefit right now from Trump's attitude about the whole income tax system that he wants to get rid of? That's right. You haven't heard about that? Let me give you guys a little refresher, okay? Here we go. It's in the news. Yeah, January 14th, for example, 2025. Trump announces creation of external revenue service. Okay, well, let's go hear Trump's own voice. Let's see what he says about all this stuff before I give you the great news at the end that you love. So here we go. Let's see what Trump tells us.
And I immediately halted the hiring of any new IRS agents. You know, they hired or tried to hire 88,000 new workers to go after you, and we're in the process of developing a plan to either terminate all of them or maybe we'll move them to the border. I think we're going to move them to the border.
Yep, Trump wants to move the IRS employees to the border. Why should he be harassing Americans? Take your money, make it poor, right? Let's go protect our borders. That's more important than making you poorer. But there's more Donald Trump has said. Let's watch this other short clip of him with Joe Rogan. He did before the election.
To me, the most beautiful word, and I've said this for the last couple of weeks, in the dictionary today, and any, is the word tariff. It's more beautiful than love. It's more beautiful than anything. It's the most beautiful word. This country can become rich with the proper use of tariffs. It'll keep.
Did you just float out the idea of getting rid of income taxes and replacing it with tariffs?
Well, okay.
Were you serious about that?
Yeah, sure. But why not? Because
Yeah, sure. Why not get rid of the income taxes? And now he's going to get even more specific on this topic where Trump is coming from. Watch this one now. Here we go.
America is going to be very rich again, and it's going to happen very quickly. It's time for the United States to return to the system that made us richer and more powerful than ever before. You know, the United States in 1870 to 1913, all tariffs, and that was the richest period in the history of the United States, relatively speaking. In other words, relatively. And they set up the Great Tariff Commission of 1887, and this commission had one function: what to do with all the money that we took in. It was so enormous that they had no idea. It was a blue ribbon committee. It was set up 1887, and what to do with all of the money that we had. And again, Teddy Roosevelt was a beneficiary because when McKinley was killed, he took over this vast sum of money, and he did all of those national parks and all of the other things. And I'm not knocking him, but he was given a vast amount of money, and that was all made through tariffs. We had no income tax. The income tax came in 1913. As I said in my speech last week, instead of taxing our citizens to enrich foreign nations, we should be tariffing and taxing foreign nations to enrich our citizens. Does that make sense, right?
Wow, did you hear that?
And it's going to happen.
Instead of taxing,
it's time for the United States.
For us, the American people, to enrich foreign nations, we're going to tax foreign nations to enrich you, the American people, that the U.S. government works for, that you put in place with Donald Trump. Yes. And guess what? We can do it. We can tax not just imports of products, but also all these illegal aliens or immigrants legal. They come, we let them into America. And for the privilege of being able to come to land of the free and home of the brave, we could tax them. And you, the Americans, have no income and no payroll taxes whatsoever. That's right. America has right now tens of millions of green card holders. That's right. You know, immigrants of all sorts, HB1 visa, whatever they call all this kind of stuff. These guys all can pay income tax. Even first-time U.S. citizens, they, who are not born here, they should pay income tax. But people who are born here should not. So students coming to America or university, they pay income tax. You want to hire a foreigner, you pay tax on that. But if you are in America, the employer pays zero tax. And how much does the employer withhold from your paycheck? Zero. Oh, so the employer would rather hire you or Jose Gonzalez or Pedro Ramirez from El Salvador or Guatemala. Oh, or Mr. Muhammad Punjab from Bangladesh. He'd rather hire you, the America. Okay? The American. So it does work. It will work. Yes, costs of some goods that are imported will go up, but that is minor. Because all the good paying manufacturing industrial based jobs that were sent over the decades, since 1970s, they went out to Japan, to Korea, to China, to India and the third world. They're going to come back. When you have a nice, good-paying job with much higher wages, well, of course you can afford to pay a little bit more for cost of products with the tariffs, right? It's okay. Now, I got even better news how this situation can affect you right now, benefit from Trump's attitude for America first and Americans like you, all of you first. So let's get to it. You see this 1040 U.S. individual income tax return that for years or decades, many of you have filled out and signed it thinking, oh, I got to fill out this form because I'm a good American, U.S. citizen, and as a U.S. citizen, I should pay my individual income tax, share of taxes. Well, this form, however, is not for you, the people of the 50 states. I know that sounds incredible, very shocking and unreal, but hang in there. I will show you from U.S. government's official legal websites. This is from IRS's website, and I'm going to show you the next thing also from IRS's website, the 1040 income tax form instructions on page 8 about filing requirements. IRS tells people that these rules of the 1040 tax form, U.S. individual income tax form, apply to all U.S. citizens regardless of where they live and resident aliens. Okay, but this term U.S., what is U.S.? Because U.S. citizen all depends on what the word U.S. means. Well, the IRS doesn't tell us what that means. You know why? Because it's not their job necessarily. It's your job to know the law as published by U.S. government. The lawmakers publish the law for everyone to read here. This is the Office of the Law Revision Council of the United States that tells us that the United States Code is consolidation and codification by subject matter of the general and permanent laws of the United States, and it is prepared by the Office of the Law Revision Council of the United States House of Representatives. The lawyers of House of Representatives puts that to the world. This is the official source of law that all judges and lawyers and you must go to follow the law. So, here we go there. They have different categories of federal law. Here it is. Category or Title 26, the Internal Revenue Code. And you know what? I have right here in my hand the physical portion. The paper copy, they don't print anymore. They used to 20 years ago when I got these books. I got just a couple of these around still, okay? Here it is. This is entire gobbledygook confusion BS they put together to confuse you and your accountant, CPA, tax attorney to be a slave, okay? They put the definitions at the end, not at the beginning. so you don't look at it and reading and don't understand. Okay, and that way they can take advantage of your confusion. So here it is. Part 1, tax on individuals, right? Okay, this is the famous section when every accountancy pay tax return tell you tax imposed is on section 1 of Title 26, the Internal Revenue Code of Federal Tax Laws, okay? Well, let's see. These individuals it keeps referring to, who are these individuals? Talk about, heads of household individuals, right? All these. Well, let's see. The United States Treasury Department, okay, comes up with regulations that explain and implement the more details of the law that may not be quite clear in the laws, okay? Because they look at the laws over the decades and make sure the meaning of the whole decades of laws is properly put in the newest, regulations to make sure it's clear for you. And they give you the answer right there, okay? Regulations are much harder to find online, by the way. This is ecfr.gov, okay? That puts all this together. So here it is, Part 1.1-1, income tax on individuals, okay? And it correctly tells us that Section 1 of the Internal Revenue Code imposes an income tax on the income of every individual who is a citizen or resident of the United States. That's Part 1. Okay, the second part is a little bit more complicated, and to the extent provided by Section 871B or 877B on income of a non-resident alien individual, okay? Well, that's a little bit more of a longer topic, okay? So, but let's focus on the first part, on the income tax imposed on every individual who's a citizen or resident of the United States. Well, what does the United States mean? Is defined in Title 26, Internal Revenue Code. Here we are, Chapter 79, definitions. They define everything here. They tell you right here when used in this title. What title? Title 26, Internal Revenue Code, the federal tax laws. Okay? They define words that do not even need defining, like person and partnership. And let's go down to United States and state and look at those amazing definitions. The term state shall be construed to include not any of the 50 states, but the District of Columbia, which is not even a state. But guess what? They can include D.C. if they want to, and exclude the 50 states if Congress wants to. So now with that understanding, look at the term United States, what that means. When used in a geographical sense, United States includes only the states is now we know is the District of Columbia and the District of Columbia again. So United States mean the District of Columbia, not the 50 states. Now I know you all think, oh come on Peymon, everybody knows obviously the 50 states are clearly implied. Everybody knows, you don't have to mention that, right? Wrong. According to not me, but the U.S. Supreme Court. You listen to those guys? Well, they'll tell you, in this case of Stenberg versus Carhart, came out in year 2000. Let's say what they say about definitions. They say it's so important. They say when a statute or law includes an explicit definition like what you just saw, we must follow that definition, even if it varies from that term's ordinary meaning. The ordinary meaning of 50 states is not in the United States or state definition. You got to go by what Congress wrote down. In fact, they further add, Supreme Court, that it is axiomatic, which means self-evident, obvious, that the statutory or legal definition of the term excludes unstated meanings of that term. Again, when a term states and United States you saw, they do not include or list the 50 states. They're not there. That's what you got to do. Whoa! You see, I wasn't just joking. This is what the law says. In fact, now some people say, oh, Peymon, that's not a tax case. Give me a tax case that says that. Okay, I'll give you a unanimous U.S. Supreme Court tax case of Gould versus Gould that came out in 1917. 9-0 case. And here's what the holding or conclusion of the court case says. In the interpretation or understanding of statutes or laws levying taxes, imposing taxes, it is the established rule, well known, not to extend their provisions of tax laws by implication or implying or assuming, folks, beyond the clear import of the language used, or to enlarge their operations of tax laws so as to embrace or include matters not specifically pointed out. If it's not specifically pointed out, it's not there. The 50 states are not listed in the definition of the term United States, right? They're not. Right here. You see it? No. New York, California, Florida, none of the 50 states are there. Therefore, it is not there. That is what the Supreme Court tells us. Furthermore, the Supreme Court tells us this warning. In case of doubt, any doubt you have about this, they, meaning the tax laws, are construed or understood, interpreted most strongly against the government's power to tax and in favor of the citizen not being taxed. Yep. This is so well known, the list, several cases, 3 cases going back, that this is so well known. We have a unanimous Supreme Court saying this. So, the income tax does not apply to the people of the 50 states. Okay? Congratulations. It gets even better. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you guys an example of where the Congress can and does tax the 50 states in the Internal Revenue Code. This is subchapter 8, tax on petroleum. Okay? Here they use the term 50 states specifically. They don't forget about it because they can and they do tax it. Here it is, section 4612, definitions and special rules. And for the purposes of this subchapter, again, this is subchapter 8, tax on petroleum, tax on oil. Okay? And look at that. They define so many things, including the term United States. Oh, wow! United States means the 50 states. Whoa, whoa, whoa. They didn't forget about it. It's there. Look at that. The 50 states are all included. And also the District of Columbia. Oh, and by the way, for good measure, all these other U.S. territories and possessions are specifically listed and included, right? Let's not stop there. They even add the continental shelf areas that's on the seaboard of the United States, and even foreign trade zones like Panama Canal used to be a foreign trade zone. Wow. So why didn't the Congress use that power, that definition, when it comes to the income taxes? Because they couldn't do it by the Constitution. Okay, I'll cover that in my other videos, okay, other presentations. So now, let's go on a little bit more into detail about this income tax 1.1-1A. We're going to go down on this regulation 1.1-1 and go down to B. Okay, citizen or resident is, again, made liable to the tax. And correctly, they say, in general, all citizens of the United States, wherever residents, and all resident alien individuals are liable to the income tax imposed by the code. Okay, so blah 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 blah. Now let's go down to C. Who is a citizen? This is the most interesting part. Every person born or naturalized in the United States and subject to its jurisdiction is a citizen. Singular, its jurisdiction. You see, America is not a country. We're actually 50 countries, okay, plus an agent government, the federal government, whose home is the District of Columbia, given to by the states. You see? But no, we're not taught this in our history classes in high school very well, okay? But America originally was 13 colonies, became 13 countries, states, independent after 1776. They got together, and what they do, okay, they formed a union, okay? They created this agent headquartered in D.C. to be known as U.S. government, and they gave it, the countries or states, 18 specific common functions to this agent, like common defense against England, trying to take America back as one of its colonies, common currency, immigration rules, commerce between the states, foreign countries, and so forth, a few others, okay? So that's why in America we are called the United States, United Countries. Every state in America has its own lawmaking legislature, its own governor, and its own Supreme Court. That's why the Corona hoax lockdowns were done country by country, state by state. There was never any federal government lockdown because they had no power to do it per the U.S. Constitution. Okay? So with that understanding, see, Washington, D.C. was made to be independent of the states because it meant to be primarily a military headquarters to protect us from England making American people states, but it had to be independent from the pressure of any one state. That's why they did not put it in Pennsylvania or New York, the biggest states at the time, so it could be independent. And that literally at that time it was 10-mile square land of swamp that Maryland and Virginia gave to this newly created government. That nobody wanted that swamp land. Here, you can do whatever you want in there. Okay? You're going to cover this topic more in our other videos. And the 10th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, okay, clearly reminds us that the power is not specifically delegated to the United States. That's, again, the singular government of America, federal government. Not the 50 states, not delegated to the government of the United States. I'm talking about the D.C. government, by the Constitution, nor prohibited by the states are reserved to the states. That's how America is. Okay? Now, let's go to the other part we talked about earlier about non-resident aliens. Okay? Here, this gets a little bit more complicated, but let me tell you about the word trade or business and non-resident alien, okay? So we have the term trade or business, okay? It includes the performance of the functions of a public office, okay? As strange as it sounds, that's what the law says. Commercial businesses are not in there. So only basically government workers are involved in this, right? And that's probably federal workers, because that's where the federal government has power to do anything, okay? Now, Section 871 of the code that we saw earlier about tax on non-resident alien individuals, we have to go talk about that a little bit. But to understand that, we have to understand what is a non-resident alien. So guess what? On definitions, I'm going to go down and down and down. See, this stuff is long. And there's actually a specific definition for the term non-resident alien. Yes. See, they define everything. You see all these definitions? This is on purpose done. Complex, long. You got to keep going down and down and down to confuse the hell out of you. So you give up looking. Look up, no, don't look up what it means. Here it is. Definition of resident alien and non-resident alien. Let's go down to non-resident alien. Now remember, United States means the District of Columbia, right? So what's a non-resident alien? Well, it's very simple. An individual is a non-resident alien if such an individual is neither a citizen of the United States, citizen of District of Columbia, nor a resident of the District of Columbia. Yeah. See, that means that you and me and the people of 50 United States and someone from Russia, China, England, Germany, Brazil will all non-resident alien with respect to that singular government of the District of Columbia, because we don't reside in Washington, D.C. Okay? And we also alien to the District of Columbia, right? I mean, it's so deceptive how they deliberately use these words. They use deception to get you folks. Okay? It's not so much just from China and England. It's us, the people of the 50 United States. Okay? Now, with that understanding, we're going to go on further. You see, everything makes a little bit more sense. Section 871B. Okay? Income connected with the United States business graduated rate of tax, imposition of tax. Now, this is just a mind blower. This is literally written in code. Like, you're going to change every word you read to what the definition is. Every word. Because now you see, oh, I got it, like a CIA code book. They deliberately wrote it that way, but it's simple if you just understood these words. Trade or business is doing federal government work, and non-resident alien is someone who's not from Washington, D.C., like the people of the 50 states. So with that understanding, I'm going to read you this section, and I'm going to replace the real world word instead of the word that actually says. Okay? So, a non-resident alien individual, someone not from Washington, D.C., engage in trade or business, engage with something, government work, okay, federal government work, within Washington, D.C., right? During the taxable year shall be taxable as provided in Section 1, the famous Section 1 we read earlier, we saw, right? Or 55 on his taxable income, which is effectively connected with the conduct of performance of function of federal government within the District of Columbia. Wow! What a line of deception. Okay? It's basically federal workers, okay, who might live in, Maryland or Virginia or Pennsylvania that travel to work to Washington, D.C. They do the work in Washington, D.C., they're taxable because the work is in D.C. Because in Washington, D.C., they can do whatever they want. They're given full power by the founding fathers because they never expected anybody to really live there. It was meant to be just a military installation mainly to protect us from England. That's where they could do whatever they want in there, and that's why January 6ers, Sixers like Jake Lang, was 4 years in prison without a trial, without a speedy trial, because speedy trial and the Constitution does not apply to Washington, D.C. They can do whatever the heck they want in D.C. All right? Now, let's continue on this thing. And now the things are becoming clear for you. Now you see the term United States definition is such a key to understand the whole maze of deception. This thing, Internal Roman Code, does not apply to you, the people of the 50 states, right now. It never did apply to American people since, going back to 1913, when I first started this whole thing. I can show that in other videos, which you see a link below in this description of this video, okay? Never did. We've been suckered to be slaves and pay federal income tax that we never legally owed in the first place to the U.S. government. Yep. This form is for District of Columbia individuals. They have to pay that income tax, not you, the people of the 50 states. So, what you want to do is to go to our website, freedomlawschool.org, and take the 7 steps to regain your power and freedom and never again voluntarily pay the Washington, D.C. swamp legally and safely, guaranteed. Yep. So you go down, click on the 7 steps. Yep. Just like Mel Gibson there, you go out there, and number 1, the 7 steps is you better follow the law. That's the first thing that we teach you at Freedom Law School. Follow the law. Okay? And then I got several videos on this topic in more detail. Okay? Here it is. I got one about main definitions of the United States. Prove the income tax does not apply to 99% of you. Okay? We have a short and long version of these videos. Okay? Here's another one. over 5 generations of deception, income tax law definitions, going back to 1913, the very first modern income tax. Here's another one. By law, who must pay and withhold Social Security Medicare taxes? Not you, the people of the 50 states. You'll see that in that video. And this other one, how the income tax was imposed on the American people despite the 16th Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, because it did not give Congress any new taxing power. 16th Amendment is actually very irrelevant to the whole scheme of things, okay? Now, after the law, you must recognize you got to stop filing income tax forms, because when you were deceived by your accountant attorney to sign the IRS Form 1040 income tax confession trap form, you put the noose around your neck. How? When you sign and file the 1040 income tax confession trap, you state under oath that you owe the IRS money. And this is how you give the IRS the power to audit you, empty your bank account, steal your crypto, steal your property, and even put you in prison. Yes, you literally put the rope around your neck when you sign out 1040 from. Stop signing those forms. Read what it says. Read the signature line on 1040 under penalty of perjury. You put the rope around your neck when you sign that form. Step 3, realize IRS is a fraud. They're a bluff. The same corrupt major media that lied to you is the Wizard of Oz to make you afraid of the IRS. Whoa! Be afraid of the IRS! File a income tax, no matter what, you little slave. Otherwise, the IRS will get you. Whoa! See, why? Because we've been programmed by the corrupt major media, by corrupt charismatic features to push our emotional buttons of fear, panic, stress, anxiety. They tell you to pay your taxes. That's how you became a slave, okay? So you got to realize this deception that's been going on you, and you realize that they are weak. You have the power. Yes, you do. You just never recognize how much power you had, my friends, okay? So let's go now, and then you see step 4. Here, you see that, yes, IRS really is not a Godzilla. They are weak. I've beaten them. So have our students many times, and you got to get all this verified for yourself in step 4 from our victories. That none of our students have gone to prison. I'm not gone to prison. For over 30 are not filing. Okay. Step 5, don't pay tribute to the crooks in Washington, D.C. Okay. All you got to do, write to Congress members about all this. They can never show you to be wrong. Okay. And it's all that's for free. And if you want to, next step, like America's founding fathers, this is optional. You can do it for free on your own. It's all there. I just showed it to you. Optional, if you want to be like America's founding fathers, work together to restore freedom, okay, and have a 100% guarantee, that option is available for you. Join our Restore Freedom Plan. You get a 100% guarantee. You will be completely safe from any and all IRS attacks. And lastly, folks, join our Restore Freedom Plan and tell others. We have to restore freedom in America. And you gotta love and spread the truth. Yes, love and spread the truth. And most importantly, if you can, not only just give it to all your friends and family members. If you know anybody close to Donald Trump, get this video out to him, so he or she can get to Trump. So if Donald Trump, if you're in law school, we can get together. We're going to educate him that he can just simply say, look, I'm not going to enforce the law, the income tax law on the people of the 50 states that don't owe income tax. He can just stop it all, expose it, eradicate the whole income tax, payroll tax deception, and now Congress will have to act and impose tariff and tax on, immigrants, foreigners, others come to school in America, visiting America, work in America. Those guys pay income taxes, and people import products into America. So with that, my friends, it is up to you to take advantage of this opportunity, folks. I've been waiting decades for a president like Donald Trump who knows how corrupt the U.S. government is, the deep state, and is willing to take action and do something about it. Okay? Yes, I've been doing this since 1992, and this is all black hair. So, take advantage of this. I believe Donald Trump is the most monumentous president in America since the days of Andrew Jackson in the 1830s, when he killed the second privately owned bank in the United States. It's the second bank in the United States. He killed the charter of that bank. From 1832 to 1913, we had all this expansion, despite the Lincoln's war of aggression against the South that really hurt us big time. Why? We didn't have a central bank. Jackson was a man of the people. And so is Donald Trump. Okay? So you stop filing a pay income tax. Tell your friends, family members, stop filing and pay income taxes you never legally owed. Educate them with our step one, the law. We always start with the law. Remember, follow the law based on U.S. government's official legal websites, right? Start there. Take them through the journey. Tell others this word will get out there, and like most people, I remember 25 years ago, 20 years ago, nobody heard about keto and paleo and about Western price or carnivore diets. Now everywhere you go, everybody talks about keto or carnivore or all this stuff because the word got out. And same thing is happening with income tax fraud deception. Okay? I've been at it for over 30 years. Now it's getting out there. You do your part. Get out there, educate yourself as you drive around town. Put up videos, family members, friends, co-workers, get the work out, and we can have America be a free country once again without any income taxes, payroll taxes, okay? No tax on Americans. And as Donald Trump says, instead of taxing Americans to enrich foreigners, we'll tax foreigners to enrich Americans. Thank you for watching. I love you all. And hope to meet you all in person someday soon. And let's do our part to have America be a free country. All right. Now let's get to your individual questions. All right. And we're going to put on the screen the call number. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer. By the way, I got books, Trump Art of the Deal, When he ran for president in 2015 and he beat Rand Paul, my favorite senator, Ron Paul's son. I was a supporter of Rand Paul, and he kicked his butt. And Senator Rubio in Florida, I said, who is this guy? I want to check this guy out. Got his book. Read it. To know what this guy's really all about. He's a real enchilada. The only problem was he didn't know how bad corrupt the system was. The only good thing about it is be naive. He forced the crooks in the federal government, the deep state, the establishment, okay, the banking, military, industrial security, pharmaceutical, oil, whatever, all this complex, the whole shebang, all the money, power, Zionists, everybody. He forced them all to show how evil and corrupt and rotten the system is. For you to see, for American people to wake up and say, whoa, this is no longer apple pie and a flag government I was raised in high school to believe. This is a bunch of criminals taking over our government. I'm going to stand up and take it back. And Donald Trump is heading this peaceful restoration of our republic. Okay, so with that, let's get your questions, my friends, and see how I can help you all to live free now. Let's see, we got several callers. We got one from area code 951, then from area code 487, followed by area code 818. Then we got area code 347, then from area code 316. That's it for right now, I think, right? Or 202 also? We got one from 202? Or no? We don't see that. Okay, that's good enough. Well, listen, people. Please, when it gets your turn to ask your question, give me your first name so I know what to call you. Tell me how you heard about Freedom Law School so we know how we can reach more people, what's working. And then get your question briefly and succinctly so I can help you. Everybody's learned from it. And people don't get tired of waiting. Okay? So first caller from California, area code 951. Please give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please. Are you there? From area code 951? I think he went to sleep, folks. Oh, there you are. What's your name? Nine five one area code caller. Last chance. Give me your name. If you have a question. Okay. Let's go to 484 area code caller. Give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please. Are you there? Maybe they don't hear me. We had the problem last week.
Hello, this is Chris from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. Do you hear me?
Yes, Chris. Very good. And how did you hear about us, Chris?
So, I came across you a long time ago, and I just saw you recently on Redacted, and so it relit my fire to come check out your website. And I have to tell you, I've been studying in this space for 2 or 3 years, and your 9-minute video on your website was by far the most clear and concise explanation of why this works that I've ever heard. And I'm not blowing smoke. It really is clear and concise, and it made sense, and you gave definitions in the Supreme Court cases. So thank you for that clear understanding. My question is, I actually have two, and you can answer either one or both if you like. But the first one is, have you had experience with people that have stopped filing their taxes with the IRS coming back and throwing audits on them from previous times when they did file taxes? So that's question number one. And question number two is there any opportunity to get back any taxes that you paid in the past?
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Chris. First of all, no. The IRS doesn't work like that to say, oh, guys, listen, Chris used to file income taxes every year. He stopped. Joe, Stephen, Robert, you don't understand. Go get that guy. David, Nancy, somebody, go get Chris. He stopped filing. They don't do that. Why? There's already over 80 million non-filers. That's right. That's IRS's own best estimates. Could Chris go watch my step 3? That all that is explained there in more complete detail if you to really understand that for yourself. And remember, step 3, I cover this. These are a bunch of lazy, incompetent bureaucrats, communists that don't even show up to work. Over half of them don't even show up to work at the IRS too. They literally don't show up to work 40 hours a week at the IRS. So no, you don't need to be afraid of your public servants. They are your servants. They work for you. Don't be afraid of them, okay? And about getting your money back from the IRS, it's not worth it because they are crooked. They'll ignore you, usually. Sometimes you can get money back, and I've seen people do that. But often they ignore you, and now they can fine you $5,000 if they believe what you claim, I said, was frivolous, and you did it to delay and impede IRS's work. They can arbitrarily do that. And who wants to fight that? You know? No. I don't want to get bogged down or you in that fight. I want to go on, blow and go, and take America back. And I suggest you look for the future, forget about the past, stop withholding on your paycheck right now for free. On our website, freedomlawschool.org, it's there, okay? And stop filing income taxes. on your own if you want to. If you want to guarantee security and take part in restoring American freedom, Restore Freedom Plan, use that option as well. Up to you. Any other questions, Chris? You're good? Great, my friend. Thank you for your concise, on-point question. Let's go to area code 818 caller from L.A. Had some fires nearby you. Okay. So I used to live out there down the street from you in Brentwood near the fires, by the way back then. All right, my friend, give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please. One area code caller, you're on. What's your name?
Matt Polly. You hear me?
Yes. And how did you hear about Freedom Law School, Matt?
Just online.
I'm sorry?
Online on YouTube or something.
Okay. Okay. And what's your question, my friend?
Yeah. Well, I had three. One, if you're married and let's say you subscribe to your program, but my wife she's not into it, and there's some type of audit, is this possible that they could come after her through you?
No.
For back taxes?
If she follows her tax return, she's responsible for that. Right? If you don't file, you're responsible for that. That's simple.
Right. Okay. So, yeah, mostly, criminally, I would not want to give her any trouble or anything like that, you know what I mean? So, and then my other
Mama, you don't.
is,
she gives herself the trouble because when you sign a 10-4 income tax confession trap form, you put the rope around your neck. Okay? She is being brainwashed, deluded to believe that she's doing a safe thing by filing a tax return, whereas she doesn't realize she signed that 1040 form under penalties of perjury, okay? And that is a rope she puts around her neck. And because of that rope, she can go to prison for 9 years.
Have you guys had to defend anybody like in court officially?
I've had help people in court. Yes, of course. That's maybe our victories you see in tax court on our website we have.
So then so you've kind of like you defended like using the concepts and the theories and the law that you just like spoke about, you know, in this last hour.
Not these, because I discovered this specific only 4 years ago. Okay, so before that I knew a lot of other stuff about it, but not quite at the definition of the United States like I know now clearly. But I beat them regardless with procedures, rules, evidence, procedure. But let me tell you something: as long as you win, who cares? And when they come after you think they care how they put Donald Trump in prison? Or you? Or January 6ers? You think the government cares about how you beat them? Oh, you didn't beat them on this. They get you. And as long as you get them, you beat them, it's all that matters. Right? I'll beat them, so my students.
I'm looking for that. I'm just looking for that established case law precedent, that's all.
No, sorry. No, sorry. We haven't had no crooked federal tax court judge or double crooked federal district court judge or triple crooked court of appeal say you are right about this, because these monsters of the swamp are part of the problem. You saw January 6ers. Now the judges put him in prison, but the District Criminal Court of Appeal rubber stamped all that stuff. He took to the U.S. Supreme Court. Stop the nonsense what they do to January 6ers, many of those. Right? So don't beg and don't pray to those corrupt lawyers in black robe. They call them, our almighty holy judge, judge of tax court, federal district court. Whatever you say is God's word and the law. Wrong. We go only by what the law says. From House of Representatives website, the law, they publish it. U.S. Treasury regulations are on that, and the U.S. Supreme Court. That's it. Otherwise, this judge over here, that judge over there, other one, they all come with different conclusions. No, you don't go by lower courts. You go by the judge, by the Supreme Court and the Congress. All right?
I would imagine that, like, given everything that you present, in your arguments, that, like, if before a court, case even started, you would present them with the case law, and then they just drop it because they wouldn't even want to establish that precedent.
It's better than that. You know what? Hold on. It's better. You know what's better than that? Again, I cover this in step 3 on our website. Okay, IRS since 2016 has officially decided to leave people who don't file alone. It's in a report of U.S. Treasury. It's 1617. They're leaving non-filers alone. They don't give us a case to take the tax. IRS knows this case, I fear the lawsuit may go to court. They're leaving us alone. They don't want any court to look at this. As long as they got the suckers brainwashed to pay the tax and watch sports and soap opera, be a sheep slave. Do whatever they told sheep. They're happy, right? Why rock the boat?
Yeah.
And take a chance.
My last question is: how does this apply for, like, if you have like a small business or something? Does this cover small business, or is this personal income tax? How does that work?
Listen, the tax applies to anything in District of Columbia, whether it's wages, salaries, business, crypto, capital gains, stocks, bonds, real estate, royalties, commissions, doesn't matter. It's not the type of money. It's where is it from? Is it from the country of the District of Columbia government? You got to pay income tax on that. If it's from France, pay French taxes. If it's from Egypt, pay Egyptian taxes. Are you from D.C.? No. Get no money from D.C.? Great. It doesn't apply to you because you're not from D.C. or have anything to do with D.C. All right? Again, you guys got to watch the videos at lunch or dinner. Listen to them as you drive and watch the road safely, these videos, okay? Don't waste your time driving and drive alone. Listen to the videos, folks. The answers are there. That's why I created the 7 steps. Okay? Because it's all there. Just go listen to it as you drive, and then lunch and dinner, don't waste your time. Again, put it in front of you to verify for yourself, and all your fear will be gone when you educated yourself to step outside the matrix of deception and corruption. Anything else, Matt?
No, that's all. Thank you.
My pleasure, my friend. Thank you for your question. Let's see, we have now area code 347 caller is gone. So area code 316 is here. And then let's see, we have after him area code 267 caller. Then we have another one from area code 602. And then 651. And then 307 caller may be called back. I don't know. There's some 347 caller at that time back at the list. All right. 316 area code caller. Are you alive with Freedom Law School? Give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Yes. Yeah, my name's Jeremy. Oh, hold on. Can you hear me?
Yes, Jeremy.
Okay. I heard from you through work, Sarah Westall, the interview there.
Very good.
And I got a question, I guess, to give you a little bit of background. 2019, filed my taxes, wasn't able to pay them. Since then, I've just done extensions every year. And, of course, they sent me a bill saying the threat of levy. So scared me to go get a tax attorney. And they want me to get up to current. I guess my question would be, every year since then, I filed a say extension, is that going to inhibit me? Do I have to follow through with those years, or since I didn't file for those years yet?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name. What was your name again?
Jeremy.
All right, thank
Jeremy.
you. All right, Jeremy. All right. Look, you don't need to be afraid of them. Okay? How much did you pay the attorneys, and what have they done for you?
It was ridiculous. It was like $12,000.
And what did they do for you?
And we haven't done anything yet. They're wanting my information to be able to file the taxes as far as like expenses and income and all that.
Right. Well, congratulations that you called me. Because I wish you'd call me the first time we saw me with Sarah Westall.
Yeah.
But better late than never. You wasted your money with these ignorant attorneys. Get it back. All of it or part of it. Okay? Sam, what you could do is you could send them our petitions to the income tax. The first one, income tax. Send them to them and say, look, here's a petition I'm sending my congressman. Okay? And say, you deceived me to file an income tax return that legally I'm not required to file in the first place. Again, this is a law from U.S. government's official legal websites. Now, you're supposed to know the law. Help me follow the law in my favor, but you did the opposite. You lied to me. You deceived me, claiming I should pay you to file and pay 10 for income tax confession forms that do not apply to me in the 50 states. You better give my money back. Otherwise, I'm going to sue you for malpractice. Malpractice. That's right. I'm going to go to your insurance company and collect for your malpractice.
The tax attorney that I hired?
Huh? The attorney you hired. He better give your money back peacefully, all of it. If he doesn't, then threaten him like that. Get your money back. Don't file nothing. Because your filing is not just a simple, innocent, file. No. It's you sign under oath that you owe us money.
2009.
What's that?
Yeah, 2019, I did file 2019, and I owe them money. I signed that I owed them money.
How much?
And I haven't paid them yet.
How much?
Well, with fees and penalties, it's like $90,000.
Okay. Listen, I wish I had a magic formula for 2019, make it go away. I don't. We could try to change it, get it back, but they're probably going to ignore you and not listen to you. They're a bunch of crooks. Okay? I mean, if you want to really try, we could, but I'm telling you, it's very chancy, and you have to pay for me to do the work for you to try and get that $90,000 canceled. And there's a 25% chance of you winning. Well, I don't know, maybe 40%.
Right.
Okay, after all the work and expense. Let that go. Congratulations for 20, 21, 22, 23, 4 years. And now 24, you haven't filed and paid income tax. Save the money so if they come after you can pay them. That's what I would do.
That's good news.
Right? But don't put the noose on your neck
awesome.
anymore. All right, Jeremy?
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome, my friend. Okay? Glad to be of help to you. All right? Let's go to the next call from America 267. Give us your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
How you doing? My name's Joshua.
Joshua? Is that what your name is?
Yes, Joshua.
Very good. And how did you hear about Freedom Law School, Joshua?
I heard about you from Redacted.
Very well. And how may I help you?
I haven't paid taxes since child taxes or anything like that since 2014. I'm working on. I just started having stop taking the federal taxes out of my checks, and I'm curious to how do I stop them from taking Medicare and Social Security?
You know, I wish I could have an easy answer for you to make it work, but that's practically impossible to do with most employers. Unless we educate the employer about this, and it's hard to do, they're gonna just do it. You know, they've been brainwashed to believe whatever the accountant, CPA, tax attorney says. They think they have to slip in your paycheck. You know, there's no simple form I can give you on that. All you can do, become an independent contractor with them, perhaps, or start your business or some kind of or commission basis type of thing. But there's no way I could just give you some easy answer to stop that. I'm sorry.
Okay, so I only can do it with the federal.
Just the federal income tax, but the payroll taxes they'll take out. So work on the side as much as you can. Someday start your business is a great way to go, if you can.
Okay, cool, because that's my plan for the summer. Start my own little car wash.
There you go. Good for you.
All right, cool.
All right. You're welcome, Joshua. We have a call from Rico 602, but I think he's gone, right? We're going to go to 651 area code caller, I think. He's there, yeah, 651, okay. 651 area code caller. Give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Would that be me? Yeah. Am I on?
Yes, what's your name?
Hi, Peymon. I'm Renee. I'm calling from Minnesota. Mm-hmm. I heard about you. I don't know. I think I got an email or pop up online that I saw of yours and started watching it. And then I've called your company a few times on fixed. And I was wondering about like property tax. How do we go about not paying property tax, or if we still have to pay that? In Minnesota, we have to send a copy of our state tax to the property tax. So by signing that and sending that with our property tax, even though I'm not going to file it, I'm not going to file Minnesota or Wisconsin or Minnesota or federal. So how do I go about if I have to pay my property taxes? How do we go about doing that? If I have to send a copy of my state one, then my signature will be on there. Could the state use that, against me?
I do not believe that they would require you to give them a copy of a state income tax to pay the state property tax. I think what you're probably referring to is they would lower that property tax if you're old or poor or disabled or low income, and by showing your state income tax that you're very low income, then they give you a break, and you want to take advantage of that break they give you because you're low income, as shown on your state tax return.
Correct.
Well, there's a big difference.
It's our property
Sorry,
tax.
you can't do that.
So, if I can eliminate paying property tax, that would be great. I don't have to worry about the second question. But if I still have to pay the property taxes, I guess that's part of the question: is do we still have to pay property taxes? And like in my state, where we have to send a copy in order to get a property tax rebate, we have to send a copy.
To lower it, you want to lower your property taxes, okay? And most states, a lot of states have that communist feature. That if you're low income, you pay more. If someone makes a little bit more than you. Okay, I disagree with that nonsense to begin with, and I encourage people don't even look at that. What you want to do, Renee, is think positive, think loving, think creative, think you realize you're powerful, and you can do something else to make more money, and don't worry about that. Okay, and what you can do, focus on contacting your state legislatures or county and both to lower these property taxes. Stop the communist expenditures your state of Minnesota does so they can lower the property taxes to what it used to be in the 1800s. They had only a sheriff and maybe deputy or 2 or 3, part-time judge, part-time sheriff. None of this socialist nonsense that the governments do these days. That's a solution. On that area that you talk about, I don't even work there at all. I don't even go there at all. Sorry. Because I'm not a socialist. And I discourage people from participating in any socialistic features that the government offers. That's my personal thing. Can I do anything else for you? I'm sorry?
Does Does property taxes in itself, are those also illegal, or is it pretty much income taxes?
Federal income taxes. And the states, most of them, base their state income tax on the federal tax law and or definition or forms. So if you're not required to file federal taxes, and if you put on there, it would be zero, the number to take from that. 1040 form to put on your state tax form would be zero. You owe zero state income tax also. Okay, Minnesota does follow federal law. Since you do not owe any federal income taxes, you do not owe any state of Minnesota taxes either. All right?
Is that the piggybacking system?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And so property taxes? No. We don't. Those are just totally. They don't apply to all this.
They're totally constitutional and legal. Property tax is a foundational tax that America's paid inside America to keep us safe from criminals. Watch the old westerns, John Wayne and Clint Eastwood movies you saw back in the 60s and 50s, right? What was going on back there? Just a property tax. No income tax whatsoever. They don't even sales taxes usually. Just a property tax. But the rate was low. Sorry. We have many states in America like Minnesota who are becoming more and more communist. You may want to consider leaving communist states like Minnesota and go to freedom-oriented states with no state income tax. Okay, the best ones are, in my opinion, Florida and then Tennessee. If you like cold weather, you may want to go to Alaska or South Dakota or Wyoming as well. But you got choices. You don't have to stay in a country of Minnesota which has become communist. Anything else before I go next caller, Renee?
Yeah. Say that again, Peymon?
Any other questions?
No. I just want to comment that your videos are very informative and you do an awesome job, and thank you for doing it.
Thank you. Thank you, Renee. Let me suggest this, Renee. Just tell everybody about Freedom Law School. Okay? And we'll pay you. Remember, we know you can join, and if you're low income, its minimum is $2,000 membership. You can start with a $500 payment, make a payment for the rest, and you can actually pay for that by referrals. Yeah, it's a win-win strategy. Why sit home and be poor? Go stand in front of the supermarket and pass out our brochures, Restore Freedom. And besides friends and family, tell them, look, no law requires 99% of Americans to file and pay income and payroll taxes. On the brochure, there's a space that they put your name and phone number or private number we give you. And when people call and want to join, we say, Renee, this person joined. Pays your membership. Oh, more cash even coming to you on top of that. Isn't that great? Way to make money, promoting Restoring Freedom at the same time. I mean, loving it like I am. I mean, it's up to you. But you have an option available now. So, yes?
I have told many people about it, and everybody's so skeptical about, going against the federal government, and myself as well have been. But you get skeptical when you're big. That's something big you're trying to defeat, And I tell everybody about it, but nobody spends the time to watch your videos to learn what you're all about. Because they're skeptical about it.
Go to the next. That's why I told you go from the supermarket. Right? Everybody's not brain dead in America. There's a lot of sheep out there going, bah, I'm afraid. I don't listen. I don't read. Fine. Keep going to the next person. There's more people like you and me with some brains and courage and willingness to want to be free to read. Don't worry, but just got to keep going. It's a numbers game. All right, Renee? Thank you for calling.
God bless you.
God bless you. All right, we're going to go back to 951 area code caller. Is he there? Are you the 951 area code caller? Announce yourself. No?
Hello?
Yeah, you're there. Yeah, what's your name?
Yeah, my name is Lawrence. How you doing?
Good, Lawrence. And how did you hear about Freedom Law School?
I heard about it from a good friend named Edmund Gregory. He's a co-worker, and he was just tired of the government sticking their hand in his pocket. So he was watching a video clip on all the fires in LA, and for some reason, you popped up. So he watched your videos, and he told me, you got to watch this. And I was like, okay, put it off. 2 or 3 days, and he was like, I'm telling you, you have to watch this. So I was like, okay, you sound pretty persistent. Let me check it out. I jumped on. So I didn't pay my 2021 taxes and 2022 taxes. And then in 2023, I started getting those vicious letters, but I didn't know about you at that time. So I went down and I was like, hey, I got to take care of this. I signed, right? Pay! And that was funny, by the way. But I signed the document. Now I owe them something like $40,000. I don't care, though. I'm already making payment plans, but my 23 and 24. So my question is, I think I'm getting a return back, which is still bullcrap. But should I file 23 and 24 if I get a return back? So it will help me lower the cost of the taxes that I currently owe.
Well, first of all, I'm going to say, Renee, you saw what Lawrence's friend did? No, he told him about Freedom Law School and followed up with him. He followed up with him. That's what you got to do, Renee. Okay, you don't just give up on people the first time. You tell them, look, you got to watch this. 9 minutes. The first video is only 9 minutes. You may have to sit down with them. Just watch this right now with me. I'll sit down here and you watch. All right, then we'll talk. 9 minutes. That's it. So good job, your friend, then, Lawrence. And look, it's up to you, my friend. If you're low-income guy, they had stolen money from your paycheck, you don't have a complex tax situation, you get some money back, some of that stolen money back in 23 and 24, I understand. If you want to do that, that's okay. But what you really need to do is get to the root of the problem. Stop the stealing of income taxes from your paycheck by your employer. The stealing of money, stop that stealing. Go to freedomlawschool.org. I'll show you on our website. Okay, if you go on the right, on the top right area of our website, on the right it says free yourself from withholding. The bottom tab, okay? So go there, and there's instructions and forms there. Follow videos. How to stop the stealing of income tax from your paycheck, so you will never have to file to get even part of that money back because you never paid them in the first place. Okay?
Right. So this year, I am exempt. I watched your video, I was like, I'm going back exempt. So I'm exempt again. I talked to George, and I talked to Stephanie. They're both your staff members. They're both wonderful people to have conversations with. My next question is, I heard that undocumented aliens, excuse me if anybody on this call is undocumented alien, but I heard they get a card from the government with several thousands of dollars on it. I just want to know if I can get one of those too, or am I not allowed? Or welcome to that money, Peymon.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, Biden, that traitor, communist, globalist, Satanist, and Kamala are gone. You got Trump in there, and Trump is stopping all this nonsense payments to illegal aliens. So that program is done for everybody. Thank goodness. All right, Lawrence, any other question before I go to the next caller, my friend?
No, go ahead. Have a good afternoon, Peymon. Thank you.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you for calling. We have the 347 area code caller. I think he's back. If you're live, my friend, go to speak, announce yourself. From area code 347, first name, how you heard about us, and then your question.
Yes, my name is Jorge, and I'm from New York. And I saw you first on a YouTube video with the gentleman that used to work for the IRS, and he wrote a book about it. I don't remember his name.
Joe Bannister.
And yes. And first, I want to say thank you for everything you do. God bless you and your family, and you continue doing this. And I wanted to ask you. Someone had asked a question about the business earlier, but I'm getting into trading, like trading stocks and forex and stuff like that. And everybody's like, "Oh, you should do an LLC and all this other stuff." But if the taxes don't pertain to me, then I guess the only reason to do an LLC would be for asset protection.
Yeah. Estate planning, asset protection. I mean, you don't really need to do any of that stuff. Some people choose to do it, but you don't really need to.
So I could just trade under my Social Security, and because I want all the money taxes.
Yeah, you owe no money. Period.
Okay, so then it doesn't make sense to do an LLC or any of that other stuff.
No, you don't need it.
Okay, that was pretty much my question.
Okay, very good. Thank you for calling, my friend.
Thank you, Peymon. Appreciate you.
You're welcome, my friend. My pleasure. Let's see now. We got next area code. Let's see. Let's try to make a list. Area code 715. Okay, let's see. 715 caller we have on right now. Then we have after him area code. Let's see. Actually, we got 813 callers also right next to him. Okay, 715. Then 813 area code caller. And then we have area code 510, followed by area code 281, and from area code 602 after him. So, folks, please announce yourself, how you heard about us, get to you the question quickly. Let's get to the, let's see, 715 area code caller. Give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Hi, my name is Lori, and I heard about you, I think, years ago on YouTube, but I'm with you right now on Rumble. I don't go on YouTube anymore. And I have a question because I'm about to start a new business this year, and the former guy was talking about LLC. Like, I know I can't use a business name because my bank won't take checks from customers if they're in the business name because I don't have a business name right now, but this year with my business is going to be going full bore. I'll be hiring people. How do I not pay taxes on my business, or how do I not take taxes out for my workers? I don't know, whatever.
Pretty simple. You know how you do it? You just don't. Just write them a check for the work, and you're done with it. Just follow the applicable state laws that may apply, like unemployment or workers' compensation, taxes that may apply, and that's it, you're done.
Okay. So what about this? So I have to take out for state taxes, too?
Nope. What state are you in? Maybe. What state are you from?
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin? No, you don't.
No. Okay.
No, but, hold on. Wisconsin is one of the most aggressive and lawless state income tax agency, probably second to California. So, even though you don't have to, they're pretty bad. So, some people say, look, I just pay the state income tax, and don't worry about it, but not the federal. So, that's a choice. Most states are not that aggressive, but the aggressive ones are California, Wisconsin, and then also New York, Massachusetts to some degree, and North Carolina, somewhat. The rest are not aggressive that much. Of course, IRS is the weakest of all of them. Okay, so it's not a black and white thing, but it's something that you want to. You may want to do a private consultation with one of my trained experts to evaluate your situation a little bit more. Okay, because you're going to hire employees, you have a lot more at stake. So let's get into your question a little bit more privately versus this short answer on this public call.
Okay, so federal probably not, or not at all.
Federal
and
not
then
at all.
state
Right.
is-
Right. Federal not at all.
state is-
Just maybe state.
Okay. Yep. So I can get a hold of one of your private consultation people through your website then?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. My pleasure, Lori. All right, we have 813 area code caller next. Please give me your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question, please.
Peymon, this is Attila.
Attila, you're one of our students, Restore Freedom Plan member. You don't need to call here. You get unlimited consultation, brother. Listen, everybody, you are a Restore Freedom Plan member like Attila. You get unlimited consultation. Any questions? What have you got? I have my people.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
I just have two questions that'll help everybody in general, not personal, just general. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let's say somebody joins your program, and by the way, like everybody else, I really appreciate everything you do. You do yeoman's work. I mean, it's pretty incredible what you've put together over 28 years. But my first question is, Peymon, if somebody joins your program and this year they don't sign the 1099, they don't sign their life away, as you say. The fact that they signed it all those previous years has no bearing on things, right?
Not if you send out your petition to Congress. Because if you have not sent us petitions in criminal cases before the jury, what the crooked Department of Injustice lawyers do, they use your previously filed tax returns and say, hey, you knew you had to file income tax back in those years. What changed? Why did you stop filing?
Right.
You see, and you say, you have no answer. But if you have an answer, well, because I discovered it doesn't apply to me, that's why I stopped. We went after the wrong guy. Yeah. Leave him alone. Let's go after an uneducated, unprepared person instead of you.
Right. Yeah, that's why I stopped, and that's why I wrote my congressman asking them their opinion. Right. Okay, good. So the second question real quick is, so if somebody has an LLC and they pay themselves and they pay 3 other independent contractors, and the 3 other independent contractors that are not in your program receive a 1099, does the person, let's say it was me, would I even need to send myself a 1099 if I'm in your program? Why would I need a 1099?
Yeah, why would you 1099 anybody or yourself? Of course not. 1099 nobody. Okay, one of your petitions about 1099 form doesn't apply to anybody except people who receive work doing federal government work. So stop issuing 1099s to people, everybody. Period.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, you answered my questions, buddy. Keep up the great work, and I'll see you soon.
You got it, my friend. Thank you. Attila's a great guy. We've been in person more than one time talking about things. He's an immigrant also, He understands freedom, how we in America were losing and we got to get it back. Yeah, that's one reason he joined us, not just protect himself, but also to do something about getting America back to freedom. And thank you, Attila, for joining us and being part of America, restoring it to freedom. Okay.
I enjoy what you're doing.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you, brother. We have 5 Monroe area code caller, then 281-602, and then another one from area code 501. Okay, so the first 501 area code caller, you're from prefix 872. Please announce your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question, please.
Hey, Peymon. It's Andrew, and heard through Lindell TV.
From where?
Lindell TV.
Oh, Lindell TV. Which show? Do you remember which show was it?
Oh my gosh. So many different shows.
Was it Joe Altman? Joe Hoft? That's a good. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, Hoft is one.
That's okay.
Joe Hoft is one of. I listen to Hoft as well. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Also listen to Fly.
How may I help you, Andrew?
Okay. So I hear that you can't get a mortgage if you don't file federal taxes. Is that true? And if so, how do you get around this?
No, you can. And if you look at my screen, all you gotta do, I've done videos on this topic. You go under watch on our website on the top right, under social media. Okay, you go social media, go to Odyssey. Okay, Odyssey, we prefer that platform over YouTube because it's not censored. Okay, they're one of us. And then there at Odyssey, you go under content. Okay, on the top right there, top left area, click on content. Now, you're on the right side, go search, okay, in the search box on the right-hand side center, and you put on there a home loan, okay? You do that, it comes up. I got several videos on this topic. You can get a home loan with no income tax return, okay? You can do that. Basically, I'll tell you, go find an experienced mortgage home loan agent. They don't give you a home loan based upon bank deposits in your area. However, are you going to buy a home right now, Andrew? Is that your plan?
Yeah, I was going to apply for a home loan later on, a few years from now.
Don't. We are at the top of the money or business cycle, and just like in 2006, 6, real estate was its top. We're near the top. And it's going to crash like the '08 crash. It might go up with Trump being in office, being more optimism, and more, things will maybe go up, be delayed a little bit more, but eventually will crash. The time to buy a house was in 2010, 12, 14, 16, early in the cycle. Okay? Now 2025, you're late. Okay? The market's not going to go up too much more, if any, before it crashes. I would not buy a home if I was you. Any other questions?
Well, I mean, yeah, the next question would be, when would be a good time next?
When the next crash comes. Just like in 2006.
Wait
till the next crash comes.
Wait
Yep.
Wait for the bubble to... Okay.
Yep. Right now, rent.
Thank you, Peymon.
When it crashes, you save, buy Bitcoin, buy crypto, buy gold, wait for the crash, then you sit like a king, ready to buy, cheap, at the bottom of the market. My background, everybody, is in economics and finance. I got my degree from California University in business with focus on marketing, and then finance economics. I also focus a lot on studying those. So I know about the whole money system is a scam. The Federal Reserve, the banks make money out of thin air by fraud. Loans out of thin air with money they don't have. They all this bubbles of, prices going up and crashes are engineered and predictable. Okay, so understand those basics of economics. Economics 101. At any college, they'll teach you that stuff. You can go online. David Maloney, Maloney. He has great set of videos, short videos on the money system. Go look up with David Maloney, the secrets of Federal Reserve. Watch those videos. The first 4 or 5 are wonderful, dynamite. Give you a good explanation of all this stuff. Money Masters is also a good video. If you want to watch Money Masters, it's a great documentary, a long one about the Federal Reserve and the bankers' money scam. All right, let's go to 281 area code caller. 281 caller. Give your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question, please.
Hi, my name is April, and I think I heard about you from John LaCrone, a Facebook friend. And I have a question for you. So my husband and I have been filing jointly married for our whole married life, and he gets VA disability. And I have tried to talk to him about this, but he thinks that he would be disqualified from being exempt because he literally receives a small check from the government every month because of his VA disability. Is that accurate?
No, he's wrong. He's just afraid.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, I got another question for you, and it kind of relates to what the guy before me just mentioned. I think I have never heard of David Maloney or Money Masters, but I'm going to look it up when I'm done. My other question was, what's your opinion on the velocity banking through whole life insurance rather than a 401k? Because right now we're still putting money in a 401k, and I don't think that's the best thing we could do. I think it would be better to get the life insurance squared away and then invest some other way later on.
No, all these savings type life insurance policies, universal, whole life, cash value, they're bunch all rip-offs. Okay, they scam you by selling you oil and water at the same time. You do not know how much you're paying for either one. They mix up insurance with investments, and they rip you off with big commissions, your higher insurance rates, lower real investment rates. Always, if you need life insurance, get just like a car insurance, just like your health insurance, property insurance, pure insurance, get term, and invest the difference in crypto or gold.
Okay, so as for crypto, I feel like I missed the boat with Bitcoin because I actually sold mine last year. But I've heard of a new one called Monero in kind of the freedom community, and I'm just curious, since you were talking about, some of these cryptos, if you've heard of that one, if you have an opinion on it.
Sure. You got the Bitcoin, so what? Get back in it. Okay. Okay. I remember several years ago, people talked about 6 years ago about, Bitcoin's going to go over 100,000. People laughed at them. Over 100,000. For about 5 years ago. 4 or 5 years ago. Here it is. Over 100,000, and it will go Bitcoin over $1 million. How long? I don't exactly know who does. But crypto is the money of the future. Okay? Get into it again as much as you can. Monero, it's a very, very extra private crypto. That's fine with me. I mean, look, I'm a simple guy. I don't like to get into all this fancy schmancy stuff. I like Bitcoin because that's the first one everybody gets into is Bitcoin. That's going to go up long term safely with some up and downs. Ethereum is good because it has contracts you're going to associate with it, okay? Which is a nice big benefit. I like XRP because I think with Trump laying off crypto people, XRP will be finally freed up. It's a great crypto, but it's been under attack by the government. So when Trump lays off of it should go up, sky high, hopefully. And Monero is a good one for privacy. The other ones really haven't gone to it too much, honestly, because, I just haven't taken the time. Now, if you take the time to understand it, fine. Go for the other ones. If you had extra money to risk and take a chance, go ahead. Put some money there too. But make the basis, foundation of your crypto investments be number one, Bitcoin, and perhaps some of the other ones I mentioned. That would be my conservative suggestion to you. Anything else?
All right. Yes, I do. I have another question. I have some young people in my family, and the first job they got, the application literally said, did you pay taxes last year, and are you planning to pay them next year? So it was their first job, so clicked no and no. And so they didn't get taxes removed from their check, which I thought was wonderful, but they still sent a 1099, which what I had heard was don't ever file a 1040. So that was the plan, because so that's what happened. And as they get older and get other positions, like that company isn't there anymore, when they are faced with that, is it okay for them to just fill out the W-4 when they apply for a job, and then when they get their W-2 at the end of the year, just not send it in? Because basically they would be getting money back, but I feel like it's a trap. Once you start filling it out, you have to do it forever.
No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. The employer forces you to, before the hire, to fill out a W-4 form. That's the only reason people do it. Because by filling out the form, you allow an employer to withhold from your paycheck voluntarily to steal your money. Without that, they cannot steal your money, give it to the IRS. That's why the accountant, CPA, a tax attorney have been brainwashed, deceived for them to tell you to do it. Just like the doctors tell you, get the jab, get the corona jab. They're not the pharmaceuticals. You know, it's happened. No. That's how they do it. So.
Okay, and so, all right, I guess that's all I had for today. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. My pleasure, April. Let's see. We have area code, I think, another 951 area code caller we got? No, 951-966. Prefix looks like is it? No, we took him out a question already. We to answer his question. Yeah. We have one from area code, let's see. We got area code 602, I think. Yeah. 602 area code caller by the other and then 501 area code caller. All right, from area code 602, my friend, give me your first name, how you heard about us, and then your question, please.
Hi, my name is Jan, and I heard about you years ago, probably on Stu Peters, and I have listened to you a lot on Rumble, and I listen to your lives later. I usually am not free on a Tuesday night, so I'm so glad I got to call in tonight. I didn't file for a couple of years, for 21 and for 22 and 23, I didn't file, and I was wondering, should I still write the letter to the congressman?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, just to cover my butt.
Sooner the better.
Okay, and then I'm just on my husband's. I'm a widow, and I'm on his Social Security, and so I don't think the IRS is ever really going to come after me for that amount. But now I'm taking money from an annuity, and then I got I don't know what form it is. They send you to file your taxes that says taxable income on there. They didn't take anything out. I put don't take any withholdings. But now do you think they'll come after me because my income jumped up?
No.
Okay.
What you want to do, Jan,
but still write the letter.
Go through the 7 steps on our website. Since you're retired on Social Security, sweetheart. Okay? Go to freedomlawsuit.org. Listen to the videos on the 7 steps. Whatever you do pass your time, make some time to listen to those videos. 7 steps you can go through it all in a few hours. And you're going to have peace of mind about all that. There's 80+ million non-filers. IRS is leaving non-filers alone, especially if you make under $400,000 per IRS's own admission. So why would you even worry about that? Look, they want you to believe just because a W-2 or 1099 went to the IRS that they know about you and it'll get you. You should be afraid. Be afraid. Because they got you in your mind.
That's what I figured.
Okay? They don't use them. IRS does not use those W-2s, 1099s, K-1 forms to come after people who don't file. They cannot keep up with filers who confess to owe the IRS money. And that's easy money. They've already confessed under oath they owe the IRS money. They just got to pay it. Non-filers is a hell of a lot of work for them to do to come after you and collect anything. So you're fine. But you will not believe me and have the peace of mind.
Oh, no, I believe you.
No, until you watch the videos. Anyway. No, watch the videos. That's what you want to do.
Yeah,
okay?
I watched the videos I watched the videos 3 years ago, but I've forgotten about it.
There you go. Refresh yourself.
My second question was, before all of that, I had been paying estimated tax.
Okay.
And because I had sold some properties, and I knew, it was going to be a lot of income that one year. And then, so I paid estimated tax. I believe that was for 2022, and I never filed. Is there a way to get that money back that I paid in?
Maybe
or
by
is that
filing.
just gone?
Nope. There's no other way to get that money back except by perhaps filing a 1040 income tax confession form.
Yeah. Okay. So I was just an idiot for mailing that in.
Sorry.
Oh, well. Yeah. Thank you very much for all you do.
Jan, you are Stu
bless you.
Peters' audience. That tells me you're very well educated about how corrupt the system is. Okay?
Oh, it's awful.
And
Yeah.
listen, you sound like a very sweet lady. Why don't you go in front of a supermarket, pass out our brochures, have some fun, and have love and liberate more people that want to be free? Why sitting at home
I
on
tell
losing Social
everybody-
Security and Medicare? Huh?
I tell so many people about you, and they think I'm nuts, but I just keep telling them.
Have them watch the 9-minute video. 9
Yep,
minutes.
I try.
Just remember, you do 9
There's a lot
minutes.
of sheep out
Follow
there.
up. It's called follow up, follow up, follow up. You know, you heard the guy called earlier tonight, right? He says, Peymon, my fellow coworker told me I didn't do it. Then he followed up with me. I said, okay, I will. See, you gotta follow up. Don't give up on people. And something else. Don't just go to people you know. Stand in front of the supermarket and love people and strangers. There are good strangers out there with truth and love in their mind. Love them too. That's what I do. I don't know any of you guys.
Yeah.
Right? So, but I'm loving you guys with my knowledge, and you guys call in. See, but you just got to keep going out there and stir things up, make it happen. All right, Jan? Thanks for your call. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Okay, we have 501 area code caller after 501. Let's see. This one is 889 prefix caller. Okay. Give me your first name, how you heard about Freedom Law School, and then your question, please.
Yes, my name is Susan. I heard about you from, it's kind of a rabbit hole situation. I heard something on the radio years ago, and then I heard about Joseph Bannister, and I bought one of his books, and it just kind of led me to you. So I've known about you for several years. But my question is, I'm now trying to take care of my mother who has dementia, and my father is a veteran, and so if I went to the VA to see if there was a grant that I could get to help take care of my mother through the VA, since that's a federal agency, if I were to get wages from them, then would I have to file taxes on that?
No. As long as you do not work for the federal government in Washington, D.C., like I showed you at this presentation, you do not owe any federal income tax on what you earned.
Oh, okay. So I can take money from the grant, but I just wouldn't be able to. Okay, so it's not the same thing as working for the federal government then.
None of the grants is fine. You have to be doing your work in Washington, D.C. to owe income tax on that.
Oh, okay. Okay,
Watch
great. Well, thank you
tonight's
so much. You answered my
presentation
question.
again. Watch tonight's presentation. I'll talk about that in section 871B. I'll go over that to make sure you understand it. Okay? For step 1 video, I talk about this issue in details. Follow the law. I go over that issue in more detail, so you're fine.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, thank you so much, Peymon. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. My pleasure, Susan. Okay, do we have any more callers that we haven't answered already? Because I think everybody else that's listed on there looks like they got the questions answered, huh? I don't see anybody that, maybe area code 267. Did we get that guy's call? 510. No, let's see. We got 347, 273. Did we answer his question? I think we did. Yeah, we did. And then we got 267, 663. I don't think we answered his question, did he? Yeah, we did. Then we got 715 area code number. Then we got him area code. Yeah, we got him also. So, okay. Look, if you have a question, last chance. The number to call is right there. 424-552-1299. And on your telephone keypad, press 1. And I'll take your question now. 424-552-1299 and press 1 on your telephone keypad. And I will take your question now. Let's see. I think we have area code 715 caller, huh? Let me see. 696. Is that a new caller? Been there for just 3 minutes. Let me double check that. 71. Well, no, we took care of him too. Okay. We have no other callers then. We're brothers and sisters. It's exciting time. Like I said, never since Andrew Jackson in 1830s has America had such a good, honest president of the people, by the people, for the people. Do your duty to yourself, your family, and America. Educate yourself at freedomlawschool.org. Okay? On your drive around, shopping, going to work or back, whatever, listen to our videos at lunch and dinner on your smartphone or personal computer. Watch it this time and listen to the video and understand how you are powerful. The federal government works for the states, works for you ultimately. They are your public servants. What you want to do is to think like a master of government. Okay? Act like a master of government. And you have your confidence and peace of mind. Okay? Against these crooks who have taken over the U.S. government that Donald Trump is trying to clean up house right now. Do your part to not to contribute to your enemies, okay? Defund the federal government. And Trump will cut it down also. We do it together. And let's have you be free, America be a free country, and prosperous, and a great example to the world once again. Thank you for watching. I'll be back with you next Tuesday night.